Boy Cartel WK, and today we're gonna do what if Shikamaru was Naruto's brother. So what I'm gonna do, cause I like Shikamaru with like black hair, and I don't want to make him Nara, like Minato and Nara. So I'm gonna make him look like Uchiha, so he has black hair. So Naruto will be older by 2 days, cause Obito was gonna attack when Misia was most weak and when there was less people. But what he did not know is that the third Hokage would be there on the second day of the second poem. So Naruto's 2 days older. So on Shikamaru's birthday, Obito would sing the third Hokage with his wife. And actually no, let's start a little before. Kushina gets first. And Minato tries to grab him. And Susan's wife says no, mother first. But Minato, not caring, just grabs the baby and walking away into the room. So this actually prevents Naruto getting captured. But before he did this, he obviously sealed up the mind. And then Obito walks in, grabbing Kushina, walking out, not even talking. He goes home, putting down Shikamaru next to Naruto. And Shikamaru actually doesn't cry. He sits there and hugs Naruto. And they're both sleeping. So when they're fighting, Naruto and Shikamaru might wake up, but they don't. Minato, fighting the masked Obito, throws his kunai, running at him, punching him, trying to punch him, but he didn't. He jumped up, grabbed his kunai, threw it down, and instead of slamming it into his back, he teleports in front of him, slamming it up into his stomach, rupturing his ribs and some internal organs, making it way more effective. So this is actually badly interesting. He doesn't even have to put on the contract steel, but now the Naito's just running loose, saying, "I'll kill you humans. You treated me badly, too long." And you see a pale beast bomb, but then you see a giant majestic destroyer flame, and this is none other than Fugaku Uchiha, aka the uncle of Naruto and Shikamaru. Yes, Shikamaru and Naruto are Sasuke's and Itachi's clone. Because I'm gonna make Minato Fugaku's brother. So he's holding back the big ball of chocolate, aka the beast bomb. But then Minato comes in. He says, "Firestyle, fireball jutsu," making a big fireball that just hurtling towards it, mixing in with the majestic destroyer, making it strong. Then Kushina grabs it down the nine tails, and this actually giving more. So no destruction actually happened yet. Because the only thing he was gonna do is blow it up, and go into another village. But since Fugaku came, no destruction actually came yet. And then he says, we need young people. We need young vessels for the nine tails. And then he says, Naruto, Shikamaru. He goes back and gives both of them. And before he can even seal it, Naruto starts crying. Flying away and having Shikamaru on his back. And Minato sees the faltering of this plan. Naruto doesn't care about getting the nine tails, he thinks. He just doesn't want Shikamaru to get it. But he gives it to them anyway. This will make them stronger, and nobody will actually know which one actually has it, so they can't do anything about it. So Naruto won't have the same hairstyle. He'll actually look like this when he's like 5. Up to he'll still wear this, but it'll be short sleeve. So Naruto, he goes up in 5, and he looks exactly like this. And he lives with Fugaku, and yeah, so Naruto actually has a lot of chocolate. Naruto has a little more. Naruto, Fugaku starts teaching him jutsu. And he says, thanks, Uncle Fugaku. He teaches him the fireball jutsu. And he learns this first shot. Probably as big as his majestic destroyer flame. And he's like, whoa. He has a lot of chakra to do that first try. And he says, okay, S-rank jutsu. He does hand signs. Steam dragon. And a dragon rises out. And this is scorching heat. And this isn't made for attacking. It's actually made for blinding and attacking. Because it releases steam mines going at you, and it contains very high heat levels. So when it touches you, it burns you like fire. And he says, that might be hard. And then he runs through the hands. Fast AF. Steam dragon. And then he says, no, scorch dragon. Oh yeah, scorch dragon. And then a small dragon comes out. But it's super hot. He thinks, dang. Yeah, just put more chakra into it, he says. This will help you until you actually master it. And he puts so much chakra into it, it's so big. He's like, whoa. And they knew he had fire style because that's a natural infinity. And then they noticed he had wind and water. So then he says, okay. And then he walks home, says, stay here. And he knows Naruto's okay if anybody tries to attack him. He's probably a Genin level by this time. And he also has a special kunai that his father gave him. But he doesn't know that his father is the fourth Hokage. Mikoto says, I know you know that Fugaku told me you have wind and water style, right? Yeah. And then she says, okay, I can teach you some jutsus. Water slice. And she goes through some hand signs and water. She, in a thin slice of water, she aims it at a tree and it cuts it in half. And he does it first try. But then she says, okay. Water vortex combination style wind dragon. It's a vortex around the user that protecting them and the wind dragons for attack. But if they're inside the vortex, this will actually cause a barrier around them because they can't get out the water because the dragon is going all around it. And there's one inside the water. So even if he gets in the water, he's probably going to get hurt. He doesn't do this first try, and he actually takes a few days to learn this. He says, here, Mom. He runs up. Water vortex combination wind dragon. And capturing her inside of it. And he pulls out a kunai, running at her, throwing it. And then when she goes to dodge it, swiping her legs and pushing her down to the floor, and then grabs her head, just so she doesn't hit her or anything. And she says, nice. And then they walk home. And Itachi's about 11 now, so he's probably a Jonin at this point. Just because he wasn't Anbu at 14. At 13, actually. So he says, big brother Itachi, will you train me? Yeah, and then Fugaku and Mikoto says, come on, Sasuke. Come on, Sasuke and Shikamaru. We go train you too. And they learn Fireball Jutsu, Fire Dragon, Wind Dragon, and then they learn Wind Burst Dragon. And this is fire mixed with it. So Naruto and Itachi, he goes with Itachi and Shisui. Naruto's 5, but he already has his one Tomo Sharingan, which makes him the favorite of the whole clan, because he's the youngest to ever unlock his Sharingan. The only person who could possibly be younger is Shikamaru. in a few days, because then a few days he will be older than what Naruto had. So when Naruto and Itachi learn the Halo dance, but Naruto doesn't use a sword, he uses his kunai. But he also has wind into it, just to make it a little more smoother and more deadly. So then he can slash wind fire slashers with his kunai, which is really good for him. Same with Itachi, they both do this, and he's way better with it. Itachi's like 15. Actually, no, he's 16. No, I think he's like, yeah, he's 13, I'm gonna say. So, actually, I'm gonna bump down Itachi's thing, because I don't think he would be this old right now. So, he's 10, and Shisui's 14, let's say. So, when they're in the woods, I didn't think they're sitting down eating fish. I wasn't thinking I would be able to teach you to anything, because your parents told me that you learned especially fast, Naruto. Yeah, because whenever they teach me cloudy jutsus, I'll just use my Sharingan. And they both spit out their food. Sharingan, hey? Show me, Shisui says. He activates his one-tomo Sharingan in both eyes. That's cool. And then they see a Anbu laying there on the floor. Help me. I have to get this to the third Hokage. Naruto runs up, doing some medical ninjutsu, taking out the poison from the attack, but not slowing it down. But he can't stop the bleeding because how big the slash was. He starts bandaging up, but then he gets kicked by a Anbu. Give me that scroll. She throws a kunai, but Naruto throws one of his regular kunai, hitting it, stabbing the hole into the tree. No, he told us what you guys were doing, and I can't let you do that. Naruto makes a shadow clone, and he goes to patch up the Anbu, slowing down the bleeding and resting it, making sure to protect it. And in this one, Naruto actually takes on the guy with the not the big sword, but the guy Shisui fought, the big guy and the little one, the one with the blades on his hands. So Naruto fights him. Naruto activates his Sharingan. He says, so you must be Naruto Uchiha. And then he says, all three say, I will fight with, Shisui says, Itachi and Naruto Uchiha. Itachi says, Naruto Uchiha and Shisui. And Naruto says, Itachi and Shisui Uchiha. I'll fight alongside them. Naruto dashes at the Anbu, kicking him in his stomach, doing some hand signs, Scorched Dragon. And then he gets enveloped with the steam, almost killing him, but he gets back up. No, you little brat. He throws a kunai, making him dodge it, but then he gets kicked into the waterfall, and then Naruto sees something. His ninja wire is around his leg. And Naruto says, And then he starts throwing. He cuts it off without the ninja knowing. He starts throwing shuriken. The Anbu starts throwing shuriken with thinner ninja wire. And then Naruto just dodges it, deflecting it, and slightly off course. And then he cuts a wire, making it pull, cutting around the ninja's circulation. He's bleeding from his neck slightly. Ow! I was so precise. My Sharingan. It gains another tomo around it. Can see your movements. He pulls out something, a scroll. And then he runs, grabs the blades, throwing it at the ninja that Itachi, and one at Itachi's fighter, one at Shisui, distracting them, helping them out. So, tell me all you know, or you will die. No, I will not betray Lord Danzo. And Naruto gets mad, because Itachi and Shisui both told him. what is happening. That Danzo is trying to take Sharingans. And then he notices that the Ambu is a Uchiha. So that's what they are at, he thinks. Naruto kicks him, making the back of his neck get cut even more. Tell me now. And he says, fine. And he says, no, never. And then Naruto says, fine. He walks up to him, looking deep into his eyes, putting him in a genjutsu. And then he starts telling him everything about the coup that he's going to tell Itachi to do just so he can get the Sharingan. And then he's going to steal Shisui's. And he doesn't tell anybody about this, but kills the ninja. He can't have this revolt from Danzo. So, but this won't happen until he's 8. So he got a few years to train up. And then he starts trying to learn different clones, so they're more effective. He learns Steam Clone, and it's like his Steam Dragon, but better since it can actually fight, and it actually doesn't just disperse like a Shadow Clone. If you cut it, it's just gonna reattach to itself. So if he does enough of these, he has a whole army right up his sleeve. The only way to kill it is if you absorb it, which nobody can really do, other than but nobody knows about them yet, other than Hagoromo and stuff like that. Naruto learns about the running. Naruto, after 2 years, goes to school with Sasuke and Shikamaru. So this is why I'll be talking about Shikamaru more, because I wanted to focus on Naruto a little more than Shikamaru. Shikamaru learned almost all the stuff that Naruto does, except his shadow clones and his Sharingan. So he learns Steam. Actually, he doesn't learn any water style because he only has one style. So he learns Wind Dragon and Wind Clone. And Sasuke still has lightning and fire, but they don't know. They know about his lightning, so we'll get into the life of Shikamaru and Naruto in the academy next part 2.